Assalamu alaikum everybody, Muslima to Muslima. Alright, so today's topic we will be talking about polygyny in Islam. Polygyny. I'm telling you, it's really taboo and it's a really controversial subject, and I think it's just because a lot of the misconceptions that are out there, and inshallah in this video we are going to try to clear some of those things up and maybe help more people have a better understanding of it. A little disclaimer: we are not scholars or anything like that. This is called
our Muslima perspective.
So this is how we feel about it. You know what I mean? And inshallah you get with it, and some of y'all not gonna get with it. But for those of us who are with this, and for those of you who are gonna feel us, inshallah you will take something away from this video. And for the non-Muslims watching, inshallah, God willing, you'll have a better understanding of just what polygyny is in Islam. Okay, so first things first. What is practiced in Islam is polygyny, not polygamy. So, polygamy is when a husband can have more than one wife and when a wife can have more than one husband. However, what is practiced in Islam is polygyny, which is where the husband has more than one wife. A man is allowed to have up to 4 wives. That is the limit. 4 wives, and then you are done. So you can't have 5 and 10 and 15 and 100 and all those crazy numbers. A man can have up to 4 wives. So a lot of times, even me, before I took my shahada, that's the first thing. The first 2 things that stuck out to me when I first took my shahada was women have to cover and a man can have more than one wife. It's unfair, but you can't look at it like it's unfair. If you look at it like it's unfair, then you can say that it's unfair that a man has to work and provide and take care of everything on his own. And if the woman does work, all of that is her money, and she can do what she wants with that. If she wants to go buy clothes and go on fabulous shopping sprees or whatever she wants to do with it, it's her money and it's for her to decide. And a lot of people, particularly in this society, do not agree with that. They say when you're married, it's halvesies and y'all go in on it. And so a lot of people would say that's not fair. So it's not about what's fair and what's not. It's about what has been put in place and what has been decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make everything easier for us.
So basically, you don't want to start off your marriage with negative connotations, like, okay, I will get a divorce if you do this, or I will get a divorce if you do that. Like Nadir said, it is one of his rights, and it's like Allah tells you that it's okay for a reason. You wouldn't say to your husband at the beginning of the marriage, you can't, pray, or you can't, read the Quran, or you can't fast during the month of Ramadan. I mean, these are things that are actually in the Quran. It specifically says that they are okay for a reason. Now, even though you may not understand it at that moment, it's not something that you should put in your contract, for my personal opinion. Okay, so also you must know that let's say that a sister was barren and she could not have any children. What would be the scenario if the husband actually wants to have children? I mean, does he just divorce that wife just so that he can get another wife who can have children? Or would it be best that he takes another wife while keeping the second one and taking care of her, but still able to have the children that he wants? That actually has to be put in perspective too, because that happens a lot. And personally, I would want to fulfill that for my husband, but if I was unable to do so, I would definitely want for him to be happy still. So that can be taken into consideration also.
Alright, so basically what we're saying is, in your contract, you don't want to put all these disclaimers and try to set it up so that you're basically taking away, what is halal and what is permissible. And you also don't want to put things in there that are setting you up for failure, or even, going in that direction of, if you do what Allah has prescribed for you, that's it, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? You don't want to do it like that.
Which goes back to, you definitely want to know where both of your heads are at before you even get married in the first place. You want to ask these questions. See if that's something that he eventually wants to do.
Look at it from a woman's perspective, if you can, try to find a couple who, is currently practicing polygyny, and talk to the sisters who are involved in that marriage. Also, there's a group called Polygyny Petals on Yahoo, and it's for sisters only, so brothers don't try to get into this group. It's for sisters only, but it's for sisters who are interested in polygyny, who are interested in learning about the practice of it, or sisters who are currently in a polygynous marriage. And they talk about, a lot of different subjects, because we are women. We are still women, so we're going to have feelings about it, and different things can arise, especially when children come into the picture, just how to go about finding one, how to go about adjusting to having another wife in your family. So study it, be open to it, just be open to it. I'm not saying run out and this is you wrong if you don't want to practice it. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying be open to it, and at least open to the idea of actually learning about it, because I know from a non-Muslim perspective, and particularly in this society, it's all about getting married and having that one wife and the one wife forever.
When it comes to the women actually living in the same house, now that is something that the women do have a say on. You do not have to live in the same house as your co-wives. That is his responsibility to take care of you guys in a way in which you feel comfortable. Personally, there's no way I see myself ever living with another woman who is also married to my husband. That's just not going to work. But
it's going to be hard enough for me to live with my husband.
You got 3 more other girls in there
and all sorts of itty bitty babies and everything. But that's for you to decide, like she said.
But hey, a lot of people have a good patience, and me and her, we don't have any patience. But but yeah, so that's one of your rights. Also, but you don't really have a say in if your husband wants to get another wife, which is why it's important to speak about this beforehand. Okay, so that was our topic about polygyny in Islam. Hopefully you guys have learned something new from this, and once again, we do want this to be an interactive vlog, so be sure to leave your comments, and we definitely want to hear from sisters who are actually in a polygynous marriage. So inshallah, leave your comments or complaints, and we will see you next time. This once again has been our Muslima's perspective. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace.